Hey guys, my name's Sully, and with the second Battlefield Hardline beta behind us and the launch of the full game coming ever closer, it is pretty clear that Battlefield 4 is entering its twilight days. DICE has committed to supporting BF4 for a while longer, and they even have some promising new content in the works, but no matter what happens, Hardline will splinter the community and spell the beginning of the end days for BF4. And that means that it's time to examine what BF4's legacy will be and what we've learned, both the bad and the good. And I say it like that because I think we can all agree that the core flaws of Battlefield 4 have been well documented time and time again. Flaws like, for example, kill swaps, and dying around corners, and kill swaps, and kill swaps, and kill swaps. Through all of that frustration, it's been easy to lose sight of the small things and the big things that the game got right. So, for the sake of playing the devil's advocate, let's take a look at 3 of those things that BF4 got right. Kicking off this list at number 3 is the assist counts as kill mechanic. And now before you go all, "But Sully, that's easy mode noob stuff, brah," on me, hear me out. What most people want in a video game is a rewarding experience with as little frustration as possible. Simply put, that means getting rewarded for the work you put into the game, whether that's in the form of unlocks, level up bonuses, or just plain points. To that end, few things have been more frustrating in games than doing 90 plus damage to an opponent only to have your teammates swoop in and get credit for the kill. And in a game as complicated as Battlefield 4, that happens a lot. So when BF4 launched with a mechanic that counted any assist above 75 damage as a kill, it was certainly a welcome addition. And you can argue that the threshold is too low, but the concept is still solid. And yes, it may be a small part of the game, but with so many bugs and broken features at the launch of the game, the small things mattered so much more. And the assist counts as kill mechanic certainly stood out in my early impressions of the game, and I still count it as a positive. Next up, at number 2 on the list of things BF4 got right are revives. Say what you want about the medic trains in BF3, they could be absolutely ridiculous. Not to mention that they did no favors for the eternal clusterfuck that is Operation Metro. As a medic, all you had to do in BF3 was point and click and then zap. The fallen teammate was back up with the 100 health, ready to shoot off the ankles of any enemy who dared overlook him. I wouldn't go so far as to say that the paddles in BF3 were overpowered, but they certainly didn't help at all with class balance on close quarter maps. So with the charge them to use them set up for the paddles in BF4, we got a much more balanced and frankly welcome approach to revives. Initially, it was a bit frustrating though, when all you seemed to get from your teammates were 20 HP revives. But with the introduction of the timer icon in the fall patch, it became less of an issue. What we had at that time was pretty much the perfect revive system, where anyone could take a look at multiple teammates and triage who needed attention first. The whole system, though, took a slight step back with the launch of Final Stand when the developers nerfed health bags and stopped them from healing soldiers while suppressed. That made it a bit more difficult for you to give a decent but not complete revive and then drop a health bag in the middle of battle. Frankly, though, I'd prefer the hardline beta approach to health bags where they heal consistently but have a much longer cooldown before you can throw them again. However, with all of that being said and all of that being taken into consideration, the current revive system with chargeable paddles and a triage timer is a huge improvement over previous systems and a credit to BF4. It has improved overall gameplay and in my opinion earns its spot on the list. And that leads us to what I am sure will be a controversial number 1 pick for my top item that Battlefield 4 got right, and that is the entire Naval Strike DLC. Of all the expansion packs, Naval Strike is the only one that stands out in my mind as truly unique to Battlefield 4, and while it was nowhere near perfect, it did get a lot of things right. Firstly, the vehicle balance was better than almost any other content in the game. I'm not just talking about vehicle-on-vehicle gameplay here. Sure, between the aircraft, helicopters, attack boats, and transports, there were more than enough ways to blunt the enemy's strengths, but even more importantly, all of the maps were designed with the vehicle-infantry balance in mind. For example, on a map like Naval Strike, one team couldn't win a round of conquest just by dominating in the attack boats and taking the outer islands. You also needed people on foot fighting for those central points, and if you found yourself pinned down as an infantry player on the center point, you could always hop in a transport boat and quickly zip to another point. And secondly, in my opinion, the Carrier Assault game mode that came with Naval Strike is still one of the most thrilling and rewarding modes in all of BF4. Close matches resemble a hybrid game of chess and chicken, where teams have to make conscious decisions on when to defend and when to attack open carriers. The bottom line here with Naval Strike is that the developers clearly set out to bring a different dynamic to the game, and with the frantic naval fights and the thrilling Carrier Assault game mode, they certainly succeeded. At the end of the day, and nearly 16 months into BF4 with the game's lifecycle end in sight, we can say that even with all the initial and continuing faults, BF4 does have its high points. The 3 items on this list are just my personal favorites. If you are still playing the game and find yourself drawn to it, be sure to let me know in the comments why you think that is and what you thought BF4 got right. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure also to check out the rest of my YouTube channel as well as my Twitch channel, and feel free to stop by and say hi sometime. Until next time, guys and gals, though, my name's Sully, and I'll see you on the battlefield.